I'm not going to say a single word about the Tennessee Titans record against the Indianapolis Colts because I was a punter, and there's no reason for me to talk about that. With that being said, we did not punt much against the Tennessee Titans, so you probably have no clue who I am to begin.
Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic, better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone, eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones, and you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long, pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling, squash a scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion, they see in double, they rushing and pass the shovel, the dirt and rubble, I bury them under it. Stay in your huddle and get 10 yards back, never turn your back. I'ma pull your flag, I go full contact, out punch, out kick like a shotgun.
Welcome back, people. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are back for another episode, and this one is a good one. All right, we got T-minus 9 days until the 2024 NFL draft. So we are going to be going full draft, all 7 rounds. And with Chris Ballard, we will include trades as well, because what is a draft with Chris Ballard without a good trade down? So yes. So first and foremost, welcome back to the HorseShoe podcast, where we're going over everything Colts, slandering some Titans here and there, even though why would you slander them for it? They do a good job of that themselves. All right. So in the meantime, while we're doing that, make sure that you are going to www.fanbattlesports.com, where you can see all content from the AFC South, but you don't care about that. You care about the Colts stuff. So yes, go there for all your Colts related news, media, articles, past episodes, biographies. You'll be able to get to know the guys a little better, right? But speaking of the guys, let's make sure that we just go ahead and we just get into it. We have with us this evening Mr. Austin Cook.
What's up? I'm Austin.
As normal. I mean, it's just like very humble, yet, you get him in a group chat, things get crazy, right? Then we have with us Josh Sr., everybody.
What's good?
Appreciate the solo enthusiasm as always. All right. And then we have with us Chris Ballard's number one enthusiast, Harish Nukala. You are muted, sir. Okay, guess
the GOAT will remain in Indy.
All right. And we'll be getting to that in a second. And I'm Chris Jackson. So, yes, as we know. And speaking of, glad that you went ahead and you said a Harish, because first things first, DeForest Buckner resigns for a 2-year extension, which means that he's officially signed all the way through 2026. So yeah, that was a move that I think we all knew was coming, but we're just like, we'll see what happens. But re-signed for 2 years, $46 million. Very, very good deal considering, some of the other D tackles have gotten crazy numbers. So yeah, definitely a great deal. How are we feeling about Buckner re-signing, guys?
I love it. Easily the best re-signing of the offseason. Of all the players we could have re-signed, this was the number one re-sign. Absolutely the best re-signing in Colts franchise history.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
That's a hey, listen, I get it. I understand. Guys, I mean, he's probably he's the best defensive player we have.
Relax, Harish Ellison.
Listen, I mean, obviously, I've been a huge DeForest Buckner fan since the day we traded for him. Right? That's what we did. We traded for DeForest Buckner.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember that? I remember when somebody told me I didn't know that. That was a good time. Anyway,
when was this?
Some random Saturday night after a few drinks from some people. But anyway, yeah, I mean, obviously, I love it. Probably one of the best top 2 to 3 defensive tackles in the AFC in the NFL over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think it's great. I'm curious to see what that opens up for us salary wise. Now that we've gotten his extension out of the way, and it kind of frees up some more money, so maybe it does give us some more flexibility to do some other things. Obviously, get some guys in the draft. Is there a trade up coming? So we needed the extra money. It opens up some options and some possibilities. So I'm very excited for that piece too. But obviously, most importantly, D-Buck is still a Colt.
Absolutely. Josh and Austin, how are we feeling about it?
I mean, I feel the same way, man. Like you said, ever since we traded for him in 2020, he has made a huge impact, pass rushing and stopping the run, along with Glover Stewart. So it's good to have him back for 2 more years, and then hopefully retire as a Colt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, same. I feel great. He's the type of guy that you want to keep on your team. He's a leader. So yeah, glad that he resigned.
Yep. And then we already have some comments in. We have Mike Patton from Touring with the AFC South, or Touring the AFC South. Either way, make sure that you catch him on Twitter at Mike Patton. I believe it's Mike Patton 82. I believe it might be. But yeah, came on the show.
Yeah, Mike.
Good friend of ours. So yeah, make sure that you are tuning in on there. I believe he's on Tuesdays as well, but he just comes on earlier than we do. But yeah, make sure that you go ahead and you check him out. He said he muted himself not to cuss too loud, probably because Harish gets very excited.
Passion. I'm full of passion when it comes to DeForest Buckner.
All right. Well, pause. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just cover that right now. All right. So all right.
What? You've never been passionate about your favorite player on a team?
Hey yo, that's crazy.
No did.
No, hey yo, you can't. Yo. All right.
Listen, no homo, okay?
He said 3 of the best defensive tackles in the NFL are in the AFC South and signed for a while.
Yeah. And DeForest Buckner is definitely number 1 of those 3. I don't care what you say.
Factamundo. All right. And then Sarah says, I'm so excited. He's back for more years. I love Default, our best defensive player. Still on cloud 9 with Caitlin Clark, too. Hey, by the way, even if you don't follow WNBA, Caitlin Clark, number 1 to the Fever. So, to anybody who's like all rooted in Indiana, for me, I'm just getting into WNBA. I think I like more of the Chicago Sky getting the Twin Towers. Like yes. That's going to be that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But
these WNBA, I know this is not a WNBA show, but these WNBA teams are going to be stacked.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, honestly, it's just like they're getting the attention they deserve because you can tell that it's gonna be dogfights. So yeah, definitely.
I'm ready for this season for sure.
Yeah. So and then they said the show over. I don't know what that means, but cool. And then he said, I think I might start something with that one between Jeffrey Simmons, DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead. Okay, DeForest Buckner all day, every day. So you know what? That's fine. But we're gonna get to more.
Definitely 3 for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It's Buckner, Simmons, Armstead. Like that's exactly what it is. So yeah. But yeah, so like I said, we're gonna get to more comments later. But yeah, let's just get into it because we got this mock draft going, right? So we're gonna go ahead and do the mock draft. So the way that we're going to be going with what we have right now, we're gonna be going over whatever trades that we have because we know that Chris Ballard is he's gonna trade down. Let's just get that out the way now. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to talk about our trades. We're going to do a snake draft style. So we're going to make sure that we go over all our picks. I believe we're going to have in draft order for the first round. We're going to kick it off with Austin, followed by Josh, then Harish, then myself. Then going into the second round, going to go first, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. So Austin, kick us off. Let us know if you have any trades at all. If you don't, cool. Let us know what your first pick is.
Yeah, so I do expect trades to happen, but I just decided to keep our draft picks for this one.
Okay.
And for my first pick, at pick 15, I took cornerback out of Toledo, Quinion Mitchell.
Ooh, okay.
He's 6 foot, 195. He ran a 4.33. He's a good open field tackler, which we need on our defense. He is you could argue top 2. You could argue the top cornerback in this class. I think it's between him and Terrion Arnold, personally. He was really good at the Senior Bowl, which we know Chris Ballard loves.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, for that's who I picked for the first round.
All right. To you, Josh, who do you got?
I'm going with the guy from LSU, man. Not neighbors, but I'm going with Brian Thomas Jr. As I did last week.
Okay.
We need another playmaker, man. Help out the young quarterback, Anthony Richardson. And one way to get that guy that ran a 4.3 also and had 17 touchdowns last year with almost 70 receptions and over 1,100 receiving yards. He definitely opened the field up for the underneath routes with Josh Downs and our number 1 receiver, Michael Pittman. So it definitely will help even up the, playing field in the AFC South with all those other moves that have been made in the division. So you get Brian Thomas to pair him up with Josh Downs and Michael Pittman. It definitely have and you got the quarterback and you got JT. So to have that at your arsenal, definitely be good.
All right. What about you, Harish?
Yeah, a quick question. So I know we're going snake style. So if I have a trade that's into the first round, is this where I announce that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have the Colts having 2 first-round picks. So I have them picking at 15, and then I have them trading back into the first round at 28 with the Bills. So I only picked the Bill. I don't think this is realistic. It's just the area that I think they need to be in order to get the second player. At 15, just to add to everything that Austin says, because him and I are probably lock point on this. I think it's Quinyon Mitchell. And then to go back to what Josh was saying, all the receivers that are in this division right now, I don't think I want to see Darryl Baker on the field for another second in my life, not being able to make an open field tackle. So you have Quinyon Mitchell is also a 3-year starter at Toledo, so he's got a lot of playing time under his belt.
Yeah,
he started a lot of games. He's played a lot of football. He's a guy that can diagnose, offenses and play in a man or zone defense. Okay. His 4.3 speed at his size is something is actually really good. A guy that's 6'3", running 4.3 is not something you find often, especially at the corner position. And Ballard loves his long, lengthy, these long, big corners, and you pair them with the Juju Brents, you've got a young secondary that you can really build off of for the future. So I think that's the other reason why I love Quinyon Mitchell. Plus, I think he's just my favorite corner in this draft.
Yeah.
And then I have the Colts trading up with Buffalo. I don't know. I don't think it'll be Buffalo in the end, but I have them giving up their second, their third, and then a second round next year to get back into the first round. So you basically go at 2 seconds this year's and next year's, and then your third round pick. And then you get pick 28. And I picked 28. Xavier Worthy. I think they go get Xavier Worthy. I think it's a guy that they really like. If you look at this offense and what Shane Steichen likes to do, yes, tight ends are very important, and I think they have young tight ends that they like. This is an RPO offense, and Xavier Worthy is an RPO wide receiver. He's done it for 4 years at Texas. He take the short screen game a little, if Anthony Richardson needs to run a little wide receiver screen down the field, 80 yards. Xavier Worthy's that guy at 4.2 speed, obviously. He's an excellent route runner. He can get open in the red zone. His route running in the red zone is something that's not talked about, but I've seen it firsthand, obviously being a Texas fan. This guy runs very good, very crisp routes. And I think he's a guy that's going to allow for Michael Pittman Jr. to get open even more, which is something that he has challenges with because there's really nobody else on the field to truly focus in on. Now, Josh Downs is up and coming. Again, now you have a very young, very solid wide receiving core to put around Anthony Richardson.
Absolutely. So, my draft went a little bit differently. I actually have 3 trades, not the first round though. So the first trade is Pittsburgh trades up to 82 from 84. We get the 84th. We get 84th overall pick, of course, in third round. So we trade down 2 spots. We get 2 6th-round picks for 178 and 195, and then we get a 4th-round pick in 2025. The Bengals trade their round 6 pick 191, and we get 194 and 237, which is a 6th and 7th-round pick. And San Francisco trades up to 194 from 215 in the 6th round, and then we get another 6th-round pick for 2025. And in my mock draft, everybody knows I was very high on Jerry Verse. The Saints snaked us by picking him at the pick right before us. And so at pick 15, we get every Colts fan most desired player, Brock freaking Bowers.
Jesus Christ. I hope not.
Yes.
I would cry.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad though.
I would.
I don't think it's the right.
I wouldn't hate it at 15. I just don't want to trade up for him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it at 15.
So the thing is, it's just Brock Bowers. Of course, everybody likes him. Athletic tight end. He's a guy that everybody believes is a playmaker. I mean, I want to see him in the offense, see how he goes. Honestly, it's just I think that's best player available. In my mock, you already had 2 pass rushers off the board, so that's where we went with that. Before we get into the second round, let's get some of these comments because we actually have a couple of our friends want to make sure we address, right? So they said, I'm loving Rakia Jackson on my Sparks. That's what Mike said. Sarah says, Caitlin Clark with Aaliyah Boston. Then he said, I got a different order, but I'll save that in terms of the draft. They said, who could surprise us all and trade up? I don't know who could trade up. I mean, I think there might be some teams who actually do end up trading up. I don't know if it's us, but if it is, I mean, shock the hell out of me. Sarah says we need playmakers, which we do. And then Derek from Bring the Juice Pod, once again, another one of our guests that we have on here, another friend of the pod. He says Derek from BTJ, just hopping in to see these picks. Fantastic, because you're going to see all.
Good, Derek.
They said we should trade back in the 2025 range. It depends. Honestly, it depends on exactly how the draft goes, but we'll see. And then we have Clyde hitting us up. What's up, fellas? Catching y'all live from over here in Qatar. LOL dedication. It's 4:50 a.m. Clyde, we appreciate you. That is dedication because 4:50 a.m. to catch us is crazy, but at the same time, we appreciate you. Thank you for your service and your sacrifice. Appreciate everything. And then we have Colts House saying that Alec Pierce exists. Then he said Quinion Mitchell. So
you're right. Alec Pierce does exist as a 4th string wide receiver.
All right. So with that being said, moving on to the second round, I'm kicking off the second round. And at pick 46, I have us taking Malachi Corley, wide receiver, Western Kentucky.
Okay. Not a bad move.
Once again, I know that we need to go ahead and just add some extra pieces. I know Corley is another guy who's shorthanded. Didn't run the fastest 40, but in terms of route running, in terms of what he's able to do, I do feel like he's somebody who could actually go ahead and just exploit the underneath, but then also potentially go ahead and just go ahead and get off a route and be more of a game breaker. So I think he can actually go ahead and get into this offense and play really well. So with that being said, Harish, to you, what do you have for your second round?
I don't have a second round pick because I traded it away.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So then moving on to Josh.
I'm still at 46. I'm going to go with tight end Jatavion Sanders from Texas. I mentioned that last week. Another tight end. He's not the biggest tight end at 6'4", but he got the speed. He got the ball skills. I've seen him contest a lot of passes. It still needs a little work because, like I said, he's not your traditional tight end, but he can be used like a Darren Waller. That's why I got his comp as. And I don't think he'll be, get any reps like this year. I guess I think he'll be like a development tight end, be ready by year 3. But like I said, undersized, but he definitely got speed. And he's definitely a good pass protector.
Okay. I mean, knowing that he's a good pass protector, do you think that he'd be somebody that they would maybe go to a little bit earlier? Especially when you know that Shane Steichen likes the tight ends. He likes to be able to kind of block and release.
Yes.
So, all right. And then we have Austin. Who do you have for your second round pick?
Yeah, so I still went wide receiver. But this time I went to South Carolina's Xavier Leggett. I don't know.
Like we know who it is. We know who it is.
Yeah,
He cold as fuck though.
Yeah, he's
The other
6'1".
Xavier. Yes.
Yeah, 221. He ran a 4.39. He was top 10 in receiving yards in the FBS last year with 1,255, and he had 7 touchdowns. He uses his size really well, and like he goes up, he can go up with anybody, has strong hands, and that really helps with his lack of route running ability because he's not the best at that, which can always improve with a coach like Reggie Wayne. But yeah, that's who I went with in the second round.
Okay. I mean, it's not a bad thing too because Michael Pittman wasn't the best at route running, and look where he at now. So it's not a bad thing.
Yeah. All right, and then let's get to some more comments, and then Austin, you kick off the third round. So you have Drake Wally once again, another friend of the podcast. Welcome. Make sure that you're catching him on YouTube. Yes, so he'll be. Make sure that you check him and I think it's Jake Arthur, I believe. Don't kill me. But yes, him and Jake Arthur on YouTube. Make sure that you check him out. At Drake, I think D Walster, believe. So yeah, make sure that you check him out on Twitter. He says, I don't think anyone will regret if I say trades back to the mid-20s, grabs another second or third, and still snags Cooper DeJean or Xavier Worthy. Especially Worthy reminds me of Hilton. So I do get that, and that actually makes a lot of sense. So we have that, and then we have Ronald checking in. He said, if Bowers fell to 15, I'd take him, but I still trade up for another first rounder or trade up in the second round, get another young receiver or corner. Well, that's fair. And then looks like I believe it's just might be Clyde checking in, saying LMAO 4 string. So yes.
Alec Pierce, he said, yeah.
Yeah.
Alec Pierce, 4th string wide receiver.
Then Colts House says second round, Darius Robinson, Nealand, or Leggett. So
not bad.
You are within that. And then it says, yes, please, Drake, in regards to his comments regarding Worthy and DeJean. I said, I like Brian Thomas at 15, then Max Melton at 46, and Malik Mustafa at 82.
Okay.
And then third round, Javon Baker, Andrew Phillips or Bullock, Austin Booker possibly. Okay. All right. And then we're going to go through this round, and we'll get to some more comments. So, Austin, kick us off with the third round.
Yeah, so third round, I went with a running back from the University of Tennessee, Jalen Wright.
Dear Lord.
You know, he's 5'10", 210. He ran a 4.38. He was second in the FBS in yards per carry last year with 7.2. He has good size. He's an explosive back. If he gets in the open field, he's hard to tackle, and if he breaks away, he's hard to catch. I really think he'd be a really good backup to JT. And he's also a good pass catcher, which we needed in the game against the Texans.
We had it. We just didn't use it.
All right. Now, Josh, on to you.
I'm going to go with, I got pick 82. I got D.N. Braylon Trice from Washington. I've been pretty high on this pick. If we didn't go D.N., round 1, then, round 3, getting him, that guy's good. I mean, he's definitely he's got strength. He got a skill set. He uses the cross chop a lot. I seen we all seen that with Robert Mathis. He has a high motor. I mean, the guy never gives up. He's you see if a running back is just past him, he's chasing a running back down to get that tackle. He wants to make that play, and you love to see that. Definitely the guy that can chase the quarterback, like a guy like Lamar or a guy like C.J. Stroud. We missed that last year. In that last game of the season, we didn't have a pass rush or anybody that could chase down C.J. Stroud. So adding a guy like Trice in the third round pick definitely will help us moving forward.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Disruptor like Trice would be exactly what this line needs.
Exactly.
I love that pick. That's an excellent pick.
All right. Harish, on you.
I don't have a third round pick.
So
I got my wide receiver though.
Gotcha. So it's funny that you got that, Josh, because even trading down 2 spots from 82, at 84, I also have Braylon Trice. So yeah, that was honestly, I believe that you get Braylon Trice in the third. That's a steal.
I like that. Yeah,
because he absolutely has all the intangibles to be able to like really be good. And to me, I think he'll be able to develop quickly, especially if you go ahead and you really nail down the technique. Like I think that'll absolutely do wonders for this team. So awesome. I like that. I like that. We're not usually on the same page with those picks, Josh, but listen, that was a good one. That's a good one.
Josh has been watching film this year. Good job, Josh.
All right. And so let's get to some more comments. So we have Colts House says also stop judging wide receiver production based on the arm of Gardner Minshew. I mean,
I'm not doing that.
Alex Pierce is the fourth string wide receiver.
I mean, honestly, let's. So if we can be real for a second, Alec Pierce kind of at times got lost, and I think it's just like his issue was inconsistency. But the thing is, it's just like insert Josh Downs for example. Josh Downs was going out there and getting to it. And, you know, when it comes down to it, even with Gardner Minshew, with all his flaws, Josh Downs being able to find things. I mean, he was able to find catches in double coverage. He was able to actually just move around. So having him out there is going to be a great thing. I think, honestly, depending on how the draft goes, personally, I feel like Josh Downs might have cemented himself as possibly a wide receiver 2 on this team. We'll see how it goes this year with Anthony Richardson. They already had a pretty good rapport, so we'll see from there. Then Drake says, but I mean, that's if Mitchell is gone. Guys like BTJ Bowers going to be so damn fun to watch. Very fun to watch. And then he said, imagine getting Bowers and Worthy, just saying that would be interesting. That would be. It honestly would, because, I mean, you get those two guys. The offense is explosive. In addition to the fact that you also have to remember that you still have Jonathan Taylor in the backfield.
Correct.
So,
yeah,
I mean,
if you end up with those two, the offense is fixed. It's fixed and it's very young. Oh my God, that's an offense you can really grow.
Yeah. I love this comment right here because I've been saying this all along, and I'm glad somebody is also saying it. Definitely not on this Cooper DeJean pick. He will be a safety in the league. He looks good.
Nothing. I would say, go ahead. Go ahead.
He looked good in Iowa, and to me, it's just like I'm not saying that he's bad or anything along those lines. What I am saying is that with his skill set, with the way that the league is, with the league moving a lot faster, I can see him being transitioned over to a safety that is potentially going to be playing in coverage at times, but more so just kind of playing off a little bit more. He's definitely somebody you'll probably rely more on to go ahead and just make those hits, to be able to go ahead and possibly get picks playing like a deeper zone, or possibly playing I could see them, putting him in different situations where he could cover tight ends, or he may be covering deep, but I just don't see him as a full-time cornerback.
Yeah, I just don't think the Big Ten prepares you to be in the NFL, if that makes sense, with the way without as piss poor as those offenses are. Like the offenses in the Big Ten are not anywhere near the offenses that you'll see in the NFL. Now, obviously, they had great wide receivers. Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. was there. Ohio State really tests you in those wide receiver skills. I just don't think those defenses are set to play in the NFL. And I could be completely wrong, but I agree that he's definitely a safety in the league. He just doesn't have the speed or the hips to play corner in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, and what's wrong with him being a safety? I mean, he's probably going to make more.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. And it's just how he fits. It's just how he fits. I
know fans had a problem with saying, if he get drafted by us and change his position to safety, he's better suited at cornerback because he played corner at Iowa. There's nothing wrong with being changing to safety because he can be a ball hawk at safety. Yeah. He's gonna make he's gonna make probably most money at safety anyway. Then he would at staying corner.
When you get into the league, it's all about getting in where you fit in, man. And, if he could fit in at linebacker, he probably would. If that's where he's gonna make money in the league. So it's all about getting in where you fit in.
Yep. And then we'll go to a couple more comments, and we're going to go into our fourth round. He says, Trice is a good pick if he falls to the third. Absolutely. He says, however, Trice, Ellis, and Turner all stand-up pass rushers usually use hand in the ground defensive ends. Okay. And then they said Jason Sehorn 2.0, though he started on the edge, he finished as a safety, and that's where he was great in my opinion. And honestly, I have a feeling that if he goes to safety, he will thrive.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
just
agree.
have a feeling that if he just goes to corner and then they move him to safety, then there's going to be a disconnect there. So, all right. And then moving on to our fourth round, where I will kick us off with this one. Fourth round, I have Jeremiah Trotter Jr., linebacker. And I think we had some things with depth, and I hate that word, but depth. So we had some things as far as the depth went with our linebacker cores. It's just like we saw that when Zaire Franklin went out, EJ Speed was there. And it's just like there was drop off. Now it's just like no disrespect to Stewart or Alubi. I think Alubi might have a breakout year, but I think getting somebody like him, kind of more of a hard hitting linebacker, coverage, I'm not too sold on that. But the thing is, I think you get somebody who can hit over the middle is going to eliminate a lot of what the teams might try to do with trying to exploit the middle of the field. I mean, you see that teams are going more possibly dump offs because people are playing back, especially in this division where apparently this division is going to have, the best wide receivers ever, according to Titans fan base. So, but whatever. So, yeah. So Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is my pick for fourth round. Harish, please tell me you have a fourth round pick.
I also had Jeremiah Trotter Jr. in the fourth round.
Okay, good. All right. So we're on the same page there.
Yeah. Again, you're going to need a linebacker to kind of solidify this linebacking core. We've got guys that can tackle very well, but Jeremiah Trotter is a guy that's an attacking linebacker, a guy that can attack at the point, and kind of hold some of these running backs, speed running backs, whatever the hell you want to call them, kind of hold them at the line of scrimmage. You need that up and down linebacker, and I think Trotter brings that. He also is a guy that you don't have to play him right away, right? He's a guy you can develop over time. And he can take it and fall into that third linebacker spot. So yeah, I also had Jeremiah Trotter.
Okay. Josh?
I am going running back because I don't have faith in the ones we have after JT. So I'm going with a guy that plays in the SEC that I'm sure Austin hates. His name is Ray Davis from Kentucky.
Ooh.
I got his comp as another former Colt, and that's Zach Moss. He uses quickness, and he controls his footwork for change of pace. He's a patient runner, good at vision, and definitely good at, as we all seen. If you are an SEC, welcome to SEC, Harish. He's good. He's good as pass catcher. SEC. He's good with pass catching, which we definitely need to help our young quarterback with. So having Ray Davis from Kentucky, he's like 5'9", a little bit taller than Zach Moss was, but he definitely has the same build. I think he's like maybe 5 pounds more than that Zach Moss was, but he's definitely a good back, a punishing back that we need if JT gets some rest. So
okay. And also, what you got?
Yeah, I had a few mock drafts where I took Ray Davis. So I mean, once you get out of college, I mean, it's different. But
unless you Will Levis.
Yeah, I mean he's trash either way. That just is what it is. But in this one, I took safety out of Texas Tech, Dadrion Taylor Demerson. He's 5'10", 197. He ran a 4.41. He's smaller than the typical safety, but he has very good instincts and he has really good ball skills. He's also very versatile. He can play like split, high, or even nickel if he needed to. He did some of that in college. He's very aggressive, which can be a blessing and a curse. But his IQ really is high, and I mean, if we can get him in the fourth, I think that'd be a solid. I don't know if he probably depth. I know we don't like depth, but a solid depth piece for the safety, better than what we have.
Yeah, they were not allowed.
Don't want to hear that shit. All right, so Got more comments. He said, "Hi, Clyde Wesley Oliver." He said, "Hi, guys." Not sure who, but what's up? When it comes over here, it just says Facebook user, so my bad. And then it says, "What about Marvin Harrison Jr.? What about him? He's going top 5."
Yeah, we're
Then
not
it
trading that
says,
ball up.
"Nice background. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. All love is welcome. Okay, we love y'all out there. All right. So moving on to the next round, Austin, what you got?
Yeah, so I did, the research I did on this guy, it made me really like him. I know it's the 5th round, and it's hard to find people that you like really like in the 5th round. But I got Edge from Colorado State, Mohamed Kamara. He's 6'1", 248. He ran a 4.57. His sack numbers has went up every year, and his highest was 13, which is last year, which was tied for 3rd in the FBS. He doesn't have the typical length for an edge rusher, but he's been very productive. Like his whole college career, he had 45.5 tackles for loss and 30.5 sacks.
Okay.
So I mean, I feel like if his production can transfer even a little to the NFL, and he just continues to get better, I feel like that could be a guy that gets pressure to the quarterback that we need. And if we got him in the 5th round, that'd be crazy.
Nice. Okay. And then Josh, who you got?
I got cornerback Kalen King out of Penn State. He's 5'11". He has good play recognition. We definitely need that. Similar to what Kenyon Mitchell. He just shorter. He's quick at identifying the pass and the run, and reacts very fast to those plays. Very good athletic. He loves to see his hips. No Diddy.
Jesus.
Yeah, I gotta make sure I say that because I don't want anybody trolling. He don't have the speed, but he makes up for that with the identifying the pass and the run and react. So having that type of guy, similar to having a bigger Juju. Juju not the fastest, but he's definitely reacts to wherever their ball is. So having another corner, he's not going to start. He's definitely going to be a guy that could potentially place Darryl Baker, as Harish don't want on the team, and Dallas Flowers. I don't have faith in Dallas Flowers coming back from injury and making an impact. That it just worries me having that type of injury that he had.
Yeah,
and to depend on him to come back and make an impact, I just don't have faith in that.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Harish, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go running back in this round, and I'm gonna go with my favorite running back, second favorite running back in the draft, Isaac Guerendo.
Yes,
that's a good one.
I love Isaac Guerendo. I didn't know too much about him until I watched him in the combine. Absolute combine warrior. Very good speed, very good hands for a wide receiver, which is obviously something we really needed. Last year, he actually started his career at Wisconsin and sat behind Jonathan Taylor at Wisconsin, as well as another quarterback that is also in this draft, Braylon Allen. Just very injury riddled, didn't really play a lot, but he went to Louisville last year and was outstanding for them. Just a guy who's got very good speed, especially out in the open field. He can catch the ball. He can run. He can run routes out of the backfield, which is something that I think is very important in an offense like this. And I think he'd be a great backup to Jonathan Taylor. He's a very change of pace type of back as well. So Isaac Guerendo, I think he's probably my second favorite running back in this class.
Okay. All right. So I actually went cornerback for this pick, and I got DJ James out of Auburn. So he's somebody that 6 foot. I think he ran like a 4.43, but honestly, I think that he's probably faster than that. Even over his last few years, like I said, he started off in Oregon, then just ended up I'm going to say transferring to Auburn. And I mean, I think his last game that he played in Oregon, 2021, played 12 games, started 11, 46 tackles, 4 pass breakups, 2 interceptions. And then
I do have a
even with
question.
that, go ahead.
Was he the corner that gave up that 4th and 31?
I'm not sure.
If so, pass.
well, so the thing with him is, and this is something that I'll go ahead and just go out on a limb with, is that the last 2 years at Auburn, tied team lead in 8 pass breakups, 37 tackles. Last year, led the team with 10 pass breakups, starting 12 games, 38 tackles, 3.5 tackles for losses. So they do use him as a utility player. So kind of plays very similarly to Kenny Moore, but he is somebody who can tackle, which, I mean, honestly, it's just like you're playing at Auburn, so you got to know how to tackle because you're playing in a very tough division. So I think getting DJ James, that could be somebody that they go ahead and just pick up later on. But for me, I like that pick. I think that one is going to be something that he can actually go ahead and make sure that Darrell Baker doesn't see the field. So, yeah.
Yes.
So we'll go with that. And we'll go to a couple more comments, and then we're going to go ahead and get into I believe it's the 6th round. All right. And then he says, all right. So Clyde says, all right, fellas, got to hit the gym. Great show. Going to do some work on thrice since CJ and Josh finally agree on something. LOL. Yeah, because we don't. We generally don't. But you know what? We do this.
It's their fault. I'm the oldest.
You are. So yes. And then then Colts House says Trey Benson. And then he says
Okay, yeah.
0026 Lloyd looks like good running backs. Oh, okay, yeah. This one is near and dear to my heart because I like when Titans fans admit things. Breaking news: Titans just traded a 2025 4th round pick to the Packers for 3 stars of Hellman's Mayo. And honestly,
game breaking trade.
Knowing the Titans, they would do that in a heartbeat. So thank you for that, West Virginia Mountains. And then Toby Zubia says, "What's up? What's up, Toby? Glad you're joining us." Yeah, so let's get into it. And for this one, we actually have so I think this was the one where I had 2 picks in the 6th round. So first pick is going to be safety out of Utah, Sione Vaki. He's somebody who, to me personally, like I said, Utah, they do put out some guys, but those guys are generally underrated. Somebody that we got from Utah who's actually been a really good piece for us when healthy has been Julian Blackman. So once again, it's just like I think Vaki kind of has the same kind of intangibles. Definitely can play. Definitely can go out and just, I'm going to say, do a multitude of different things. Can play man coverage. Can also play zone, and can tackle. And for the second pick that I have in the 6th round, at 195, I actually have Marist Liufau, however you say that, linebacker from Notre Dame. Now, he's somebody at his pro day that actually looked really good. I think from a height perspective, I think he's about 6'2", 6'3", but moves very fast, is a short tackler, and somebody who I think is just going to be able to come in and potentially play in a multitude of situations. I think he actually might also be pretty good in coverage. Might need to develop a little bit, but I think that we're still going to get like some, I'm going to say, he's probably going to end up being one of those hidden gems that we potentially just go ahead and, might usurp some starters, being that right now it's just like I think Franklin and Speed are the only locks right now to start. I think we still do have Harrison, but like I said, it's just like he could be one of those guys that just comes in possibly in certain sets to start out and then possibly become a full-timer maybe in year 2. So
Harrison is the other linebacker. He took I ain't gonna say took his spot, but he's playing in spot as Dez Leonard.
Yeah, and also as a matter of fact, and I counted this wrong. We actually have 3 because we had the 49ers. They traded their compensatory pick. That was part of one of the trades. So for pick 215, I have Dallin Hooker from Colorado State, tight end. And that's going to be somebody else that we go ahead and get in there. Only because of the fact that, like I said, I think Mo Alley Cox right now, I mean, we like him, cool guy, but I think he's on borrowed time. And so you get somebody like Dallin Hooker in there, tight end room becomes much more competitive. I think we're still going to, have the guys come in. Granson's good. Woods is good. I think we're going to have Mallory coming in. If he can stay healthy, I think he can go ahead and contribute. So I think Dallin Hooker coming in is going to make that tight end room more competitive. But yeah, so that's what we have when it comes to round, I think that was round 6. Yep. So then, Harish, who do you got?
Yeah, I think again, just to shore up pass rush, you need guys that can get to the quarterback. A guy that I like this deep in that I think could be one of those sleeper picks. I don't know why he's falling on a lot of draft boards, but I've seen him fall. Miles Cole, the Texas, the edge out of Texas Tech.
Okay.
I think his size is probably the reason why he's dropping, but he's a guy who's great speed, kind of another hands in the ground type of linebacker, guy who could be. He's probably a little bit smaller, so he's not gonna be an every down edge, which is probably why he's gonna go in this round. But he's a guy that could probably compete for a spot on this roster, given the need at that position. I just like his speed, especially at that position of need for us.
Okay.
So Miles Cole, digging down deep in the Big 12 there.
All right, Josh, what you got?
I got the linebacker from Texas, Jalen Ford. I know when healthy, which has been a knock in him not being healthy. But when healthy, he shows the understanding to hit the gaps on the run in the running game. He won't be a starter. I don't think he even outplay Ronnie Harrison. But it's about, I think he more so would be a special team guy because I think we lack that having an extra guy in the special teams. He won't make the impact on defense as of yet. He has ability to. He just got to stay healthy.
Okay. And then Austin, what do you got?
Yeah, so I really dug in my Chris Ballard bag on this pick. I got a small school, a 9.96 RAS score, guard from South Dakota State, Mason McCormick. He made the FCS first team. One AFC scout said he's one of the better finishers in this class. He needs work, they said, on his footwork. But getting somebody in the 6th round, I think they're not going to be perfect. So I just think that could be a depth guard pick that Chris Ballard would do.
Okay. All right. And then finally, round 7. Austin, what you got?
All right. So round 7, ending it with a bang. Got cornerback out of Tennessee. Kamal Hadden.
Your Homer hat is showing.
I mean, it's the 7th round.
Yeah.
He's a lengthy corner. He has decent speed. Last year, he showed before his shoulder injury, he can play the ball really well. I think he led Tennessee in interceptions. And I just think whoever gets him, if they got him in the 7th round, I think that's going to be just a flyer pick that's going to go well for him. Like, he's going to make a roster.
Okay. All right. And then Josh, what you got?
I got, the last pick of the draft for the Colts. I got a tackle, Caden Wallace from Penn State. It's a depth piece. As we got, I think who was our last 7th-round pick? Was it Fries? Something like that. Maybe one of them guys was.
No, last year was Jalen Jones.
Yeah, Jones.
Okay, yeah, he made some impact. But having this guy, he's long, can play, can keep the guy at his fingertips. He got good body control as a run blocker and can stay attached to the defender and stay and also keep from shedding attempts.
Okay. All right, Harish, what you got?
I say my homerism for the very, very last pick for the Colts. I'm not very confident in this pick. I just like the homerism. I don't know why it took this guy. I don't know why it took this guy 4 years to move to safety. But I'm taking safety, Ryan Watts. He was actually my favorite player on the Texas team until he decided not to play anymore. He's being converted to safety. I don't know. He should have played safety last year for Texas. But this is a pick machine. This is a guy, he's a big physical safety. He's not very good like at covering one-on-one at the point, but he's a guy that can ball hawk and go get the ball, find the ball, especially if he's playing 5-10 yards off the line of scrimmage. He doesn't have a lot of speed, but that's something you're going to have to develop in him is his ability to read deeper balls. He's not a very good on the deep ball, but he can keep anything in front of him. He's a very good tackler in the open field. I think there's a lot of things that are there that you can build on him. Is he going to make the team? Maybe because our safeties are trash, but outside of Blackman. But yeah, I think this is a guy you can take a flyer on. He's got the physical traits. It's going to be a matter of how he transitions to safety in the league, and if he's going to be. He's a Walmart Cooper DeJean.
Gotcha.
Can he make special teams then?
Oh yeah, he could definitely be. He played special teams for Texas for 3 years. He suffered through a lot of injuries too, so I think that's probably why he's a little bit behind the 8-ball. Not only Jalen Ford didn't play very well his first year, played excellent last year, and then got injured and didn't really play all that well this year.
Okay, all right, and yeah, so all right. And so to finish off, had 2 picks in the 7th round. First one, Kendall Milton, running back from Georgia. 6'2", 225. I think the reason why he probably falls as low as he does is because he ran a bad 40 time. I think he ran like a 4.62. And so, but the thing is, if you look at the intangibles, he's a guy who is more power, going to be the workhorse guy. I could see him being a guy who could potentially be like a change of pace, probably somebody who's like a little bit stronger, maybe like a Latavius Murray, just not as fast. So that's what I have there. And then the last pick at 237, I have Johnny Dixon, cornerback, Penn State. Played for South Carolina, then transferred to Penn State. Comes in about like 5'11", 6 foot, has decent enough speed. He is somebody who can play physical, potentially maybe move him to safety. But once again, just developmental pick. That's what you have when it comes to him. So, yeah. So that's the last pick that I have there. And that completes our draft. So what we're going to do is, for anybody or who's watching, we're actually going to have all the results posted. You can actually comment. Let us know who you think had the best draft, even though, it's me. But either way, we're like I said, you just make sure that you comment on that. And before we get out of here, we do have to announce that next week we will actually be live. We won't be live on Tuesday. We'll be live on Thursday. We'll be live watching the draft all the way to pick 15, maybe a little bit further depending on how the night goes. But yeah, we will be live on Thursday. So make sure that you stay tuned, because as soon as the draft goes live, we'll be live. And yeah, we'll be going from there. So just make sure that you go and you tune in. In the meantime, guys, tell the people where they can find you on social media. Starting with you, Austin. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. You can find me on Twitter at CookieAustin2.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Josh, what about you?
You can find me on X at Who is Josh Singer.
All right. Harish?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at the Uncle Gandhi.
All right. And you can find me at CJ Colts Fan. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Once again, we will be live on Thursday next week. We will not be live on Tuesday. And make sure that you go ahead and tune in. In the meantime, let's just see. We have one more comment. Sorry, guys. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. Harish, if you could, can you read the comment for us?
Yes. Colts House left a like and added a sub on the YouTube. We really appreciate you. Thank you guys for liking us, following us, and doing all the above. Thank you so much. And I think Chris is completely
absolutely.
frozen.
And make sure that you are following us on YouTube. Yeah. I'm frozen. Wait. No, we're good. We might be good. But yeah, make sure you follow us on YouTube. And then we'll get out of here. If you can hear me, Sam loves Jalen Ramsey. So yeah, have a great night. Whenever this thing decides it wants to get itself together. I'm sorry. Technical difficulties, guys. Sorry about that.